What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Glenn and the Gang video. This is going to be the divisional round of the playoffs, best bets of the weekend for the NFL weekend. We had a video last week for the wild card weekend. Unfortunately, YouTube said it was too big to upload. I tried 5-6 times. It wasn't accepting it. In those picks, though, Jack went 2-1, bringing his overall record to 8-4-3. I went 2-3-1. I picked all 6 games. Don't know what my overall record is. I think it's right around 500. I think it might be exactly 500 now. But with that being said, we'll get right into the picks. The first game of the weekend is the Rams versus the Packers. Packers are 6.5-point favorites. I'm going to pick the Rams. I'm going to take them as 6.5-point dogs. At first, I was going to go with the Packers, but I think if in my thought process behind it was with them going to Lambeau, it being cold weather, the Rams have a history of not really liking the cold weather. I don't think it's cold enough to really turn them off that much in a playoff game. It's supposed to be like 30-ish degrees, maybe a little bit of snow. It's not like a 0-degree weather game or anything like that. I'm also going to go on Cam Akers over 70.5 rushing yards. I think if the Rams have any hope, they're going to have to control the clock. Can't let Rodgers just air it out. Although the Rams do have a pretty good defense. Those are my 2 picks for that game. Jack, what do you want?
Yeah, I'm actually on the other side of that one. I was literally just listening to Dan Patrick's show. Shouts out. But they were talking about the weather in Green Bay. It's exactly what you said. It's going to be like 34 at kickoff, and I think they said 50% chance of snow. So coin flip there. But the Packers, believe it or not, haven't fared as well as you would think in cold weather type games. But I don't love the Rams having to go play at Lambeau.
Yeah.
I think Rodgers is going to be ready to go coming off I think he'll win the MVP season. And I like them to cover 6.5. I think the Rams, I still don't know who's going to be starting at quarterback. So I do like your prop pick because I think they'll pound the rock as much as they can. But yeah, you give me 6.5. I like the Packers to cover less than a touchdown in this first round against a weaker opponent in my eyes.
I don't know what the over-under is in this game. I would assume it's probably around like 45. I think I'd lean on the under if it's somewhere around there. I don't see it being a super high-scoring game either way. But, yeah, I mean, those are the picks. Like I said, at first I was leaning Packers, but I'm going to go with the Rams. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big question mark with Donald, too. They're kind of hush-hush about whatever his lingering injury may be or how big of an effect it's going to have. And that obviously would not bode well for the Rams in any manner. And, you could, from your perspective, you probably like Jalen Ramsey on Devontae Adams type matchup. But Rodgers has been one of those guys who's shown over the years that he's certainly not afraid to spread it around. And he's also so good that, it's almost like Peyton Manning with Marvin Harrison back in the day. Everyone knew they were throwing the ball to Marvin Harrison, but no one could stop him. Rodgers is just so good at finding Devontae Adams regardless of what the defense is doing. So that's an interesting matchup to keep an eye on all weekend for sure.
No doubt about it. The second game Saturday is Ravens at Bills. Bills being a 3-point favorite. Anybody that's watched the show, I guess you couldn't see last week, but I've been riding the Ravens pretty hard. I'm switching. I'm going with the Bills -3. I think the Bills are more of a complete team. I think that the Ravens have a pretty good defense and a really good running game. But I think their pass game is lacking. I think it shows here. I think having Josh Allen, who can really do it all, having a really complete offense, complete defense. I like the Bills by at least 3. I could see a push here. I think the Bills are going to win. And the one prop I got is the Pride of Providence Catholic, Miles Boykin. I'm going with over 7.5 receiving yards. Now, the story of Miles Boykin, I watch him. I pretty much see what he does every week. Sometimes I follow him, sometimes I don't. On bets, but he's going to get 1, maybe 2 targets. The key is he's got to catch 1 ball. That's the key. He's not going to get a lot of targets. He might leave the game with 0 catches. That's a possibility. I'm hoping he has 1 catch for more than 8 yards, and he covers that bet. Jack, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, Miles Boykin, he seems to, when he does have a catch, it seems to always be like a 20-yard plus touchdown. So I do like that prop. It just comes down to whether or not they target him even really.
Yep.
The Bills was my favorite pick last week outside of the Saints. I know no one really saw the video, so I probably shouldn't even be going back to this, but I said the Saints was like the lock of the century. Bills was my other favorite game, and they obviously didn't cover. Um, so I do like them again this week. I would be on your side, but that's the one game that I'm not really
You're
committing
steering
to
clear.
this week. I'm a little worried about the potential weather in Buffalo as well. And like you alluded to, the Ravens' run game is so solid. Even before Lamar Jackson starts taking off, they got some good backs. They run it well, and the one thing that Pittsburgh does not do well is run the ball. So if that weather does end up being a factor, I'm not sure exactly what Josh Allen's going to be able to do as far as throwing the ball downfield. It's just as tough for the defensive backs to run around as it is for the offense in that type of weather. So it could go either way. I still like the Bills, but Ravens' form and their run game scares me a little too much to really fall in love with that one.
Yeah, that I've been saying the Ravens are a Super Bowl threat for the last 3-4 weeks now. So I don't blame you at all. I'm just going to pick all 4 games though. And like I said, I think the Bills are just a little more complete. And yeah, I mean that's the pick. Going into the third game, I will say this too. I do think the 2 night games this week are fucking awesome. I think the Bills Ravens and the Bucs Saints are 2 really, really, really good games that I'm looking forward to watching.
Time. I'm happy they put those ones in like the more prime time slots, if you will.
For sure. Third game of the week, Browns at the Chiefs. Browns 10-point dogs. That's who I'm riding with. I'm on the Browns plus 10. The one bet I'm going to put in, it's minus 200, so you're not really getting good value here. But I'm going Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. I think the Browns keep it to 10 points. I don't love it, but I think they got a lot of mojo and swagger going their way right now for what that's worth. The Chiefs haven't covered in, 6 straight games now. Does that mean they're due? Does that mean they're just not putting up huge numbers? Has the NFL figured out how to keep it at least close with them? I don't know. I'm going Browns plus 10. A little scared of it, but that's my thought. Jack, your thoughts?
Yeah, once again, I'm going to be polar opposite of
Going
you
Chiefs?
on this one.
Okay.
Going Chiefs. Partly what you just said was going to be one of my points. I think 6 or 7 in a row, whatever it's been, that they haven't covered, and it's just a numbers game at that point. You got to cover a spread at some point. But no, I think they're hearing a lot of the noise surrounding them right now, and how they're not playing their best football. They every opponent they've had has kind of been able to stick around with them. And, at the end of the day, they were 14-1 with Mahomes as their starter. So they're probably like, all right, let's go quiet everyone down, remind, the public why we are the Super Bowl favorite. We don't want to hear about all these, contenders who are hot. Like, we went 14-1 when we played our starters. We're still the best team. And, the Browns are not in the same league as us at the moment. I think they're going to go out and show it on Sunday. I like them to win that game big, like at least 2 touchdowns. But like you said, Browns have been playing well. I was shell shocked at the results of that Steelers game, but I just think that secondary in Cleveland is so horrendous, and I could see Patrick Mahomes having quite a day.
I can't really argue. Like I said, I don't love it, but that's the pick. Last game of the week, Bucks at Saints. Bucks 3-point dogs. That's who I'm on. I'm not going to bet against Brady. I don't think the Saints looked all that great against the Bears last week. I think the Bucks come to New Orleans. They played the Saints twice this year. Haven't played them very tight. I think this is a different game. Playoff scenario. I think they win the game outright, but I'm going to take the 3 points. And my prop bet is another prop I've been kind of banging all year is the Bucks are bad against tight ends. Jared Cook, he's going to get at least 2.5 catches. I was tempted to take him to get anytime touchdown for plus 220, but I'm going to give him at least 2.5 catches, minus 148. Jack, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, we're going to be on the same side of this one at least. So, I love the Bucks this weekend. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, especially in the NFL. Hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season. They've gotten bad losses, probably their 2 worst losses of the year against the Saints. But there's no offense that's been clicking better since they came out of that bye. They had no, I mean, it's not an excuse. No one had a real offseason, obviously, with the pandemic, but it took Brady a little while to acclimate to, what Arians and Leftwich are trying to do down there. It took them a little while once they brought Antonio Brown in. Things are, starting to come together rather nicely. And Leonard Fournette looked, he might have been a disappointment, if you will, in regards to what a lot of people respected during the regular season. But he came out in that playoff game and he looked like he's going to be quite a valuable asset for them during this postseason run. So I really like them. Like you said, I like them to win outright, but I'll always take the points.
Yeah, we'll take the 3 points. All right, so real quick recap. Glenn's on Rams plus 6.5, Bills -3, Browns +10, Bucks +3. Jack's on
Packers -6.5, Chiefs -10, Bucks +3.
Bucks +3. So Bucks +3, the Glenn and Jack lock of the weekend. Hammer it, hammer it, hammer it. Thanks for watching. Get your bets in. Enjoy the divisional round this weekend, and look forward to the championship weekend next week. Till next time, it's Glenn and the gang. Peace.